So, guess which loser got into Cookie Run Kingdom like everyone else? It's me, of course it's me. Anyways, I'm here with a not-so-new concept, which is basically to turn these cookies into humans. Now, there's nearly 200 cookies in this game, so I'm narrowing down my options by picking at least one cookie from one rarity. Commons, rare, epics, you get the idea.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, I picked my cookies. For common, I picked like strawberry cookie because honestly, she's the only easy one I could think of. Like, I can try to think of like a design for the other cookies, but for some reason, strawberry cookie speaks to me more. For rare, I'm doing princess cookie, with one of the reasons being I love the color pink. Also because her design's so cute and I rarely see any human art of her. Okay, for epic, picking one was gonna be hard since they got the most cookies out of all of the rarities, so I decided I'd draw 2 instead because I hate myself. So my first pick is chili pepper cookie, and for my second pick, I'm gonna go with candy apple cookie. For my special cookie, I decided to go with Marshmallow Bunny. I was originally gonna go do Cream Ferret, but I don't know how to translate that into what is mostly like an adult based on what the wiki says. I might draw them if I ever do a part 2 of this video. Super epic, I'm choosing Crimson Coral, and to go with that, I'm also gonna go pick Black Pearl cookie for my legendary because they're mermaids, so trying to turn them into humans would probably be a fun challenge. Dragon is an obvious choice since there's only one, so Pitaya Dragon Cookie. And lastly, there's the Ancient and Beast cookies. Now I obviously went with Shadow Milk for the Beast. And lastly, for Ancient, I decided to go with Golden Cheese since her design out of all the Ancients is more of a challenge to draw. And yeah, with all the cookies chosen, let's go with the designs I came up with. First up, Strawberry Cookie. Because she's a common cookie, that means their designs would be pretty simple, so I kind of just went with that. I looked at references in Pinterest to see how other people would draw her hoodie because I don't draw hoodies that much, so I didn't really know how to like draw the top part of her head. The hood, I meant the hood. I don't know why I didn't just say that first. While I was looking, I did see that she had these cute costumes from the Chinese server, but I didn't want to go with that since it didn't really feel that right to me for some reason. I ended up giving her like this young tomboyish look. Like, there wasn't really much on the design except for like the giant lollipop, which I didn't know how to incorporate in this, so instead I just made into like this big-ish keychain on her backpack. And I flat out refused to draw her with her dogs out, so I just gave her like these Uggs-like shoes. I don't know what those shoes are called. Does anyone know what they're called? But yeah, that's pretty much it. So here's my strawberry cookie. For Princess Cookie, I'm just gonna say first off that I'm already liking the pose that I came up with her. Honestly, drawing her was fun since I rarely draw hairstyles like this, and I'm not used to these kinds of like dresses either. But I really liked how it turned out in the end. In terms of character, I actually really like her personality. I also like her relationship with Night Cookie. They're like so cute. But yeah, I changed like the bottom part of her dress to like fix the cut, and I also pretty much just changed the hearts on her head like to ribbons. I also had to like retouch some of the colors, like readjust the shades of the pinks. And honestly, I think that was a good idea because like when coming to the color of the skin, it kind of made sense for me to change the pink so it wouldn't clash too much. Like, I just used her original skin color that she has in the game because I don't want to get called out by people if I ever do something like adjust the skin color a bit. I've seen that happen way too many times. So yeah, here's my Princess Cookie. I actually like how this came out, to be honest. Okay, so I picked Chili Pepper Cookie partially because I had this pose in mind before I came to drawing her. And to be honest, this is probably one of my favorite human drawings I've done out of all the cookies. I was originally gonna give her like bell-bottom pants, but then I scratched that because I wanted to draw these boots. The knives are also a bit uneven with each other, but I didn't want to change that anymore. I added extra accessories like gloves since I figured the outfit would go well with that. And again, like with Princess Cookie, I kept the skin color like the same as the original. I think it worked out well with the hair, especially since I'm actually really liking the hair a lot. I liked how I colored it, and it also worked well with the gold bits she has in her hair. Another detail I liked was doing the belts. I don't know why, I thought they looked good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is my Chili Pepper Cookie. Honestly, I figured her as the type of friend who would steal stuff from me, but I couldn't get fully mad at her because it's kind of funny actually. Okay, I was excited for drawing this one, so this is Candy Apple Cookie. Honestly, when I was done sketching the draft, I don't know why it looked like a Halloween Miku, but at the same time it felt really cute. I also did had to look up Pinterest for references since I didn't really know how her skirt worked. I also went and looked up other people's fan arts of her. I ended up making not as detailed as I wanted, but I thought it'd be fine in the end. I wanted to keep in like the little devil wing she has, so I made it like the ends of like this bow at the back. Realistically, I don't know how that would work, but it's still a drawing, so... My favorite part was coloring, cause like if you think about it, having 3 different colors of hair, that's a mess, honestly. Now, usually she's drawn as a little gremlin, but I eventually went with what the wiki said by making her in her late teens. I might redraw this in the future and give her that Shadow Milk shirt she has in her Shroomy event. Anyways, here's my little creature Candy Apple Cookie. Next is my Marshmallow Bunny Cookie. One of the reasons I decided to draw her is because I really liked her design, especially with how her ears look like cute pigtails. Now I also had to look her up on the wiki, and there wasn't really much about her, specifically her age. Like, was she an older lady or a younger lady? I didn't know. So I just said screw it and decided to make her a little child. Now, I was basing it off her original design and was originally going to give her pants, but then I thought it looked too basic for her. So I gave her shorts, and I still wanted to keep this like bottom of the feet silhouette that she has with the pants, so I just added leg warmers instead. And just made the colors match her pigtails, just made them the opposite sides. I don't know how to phrase it. Another thing I liked about her design was her glasses. I thought they were really cute. But yeah, that's pretty much my Marshmallow Bunny Cookie. Honestly, she's a much more stylish child than I ever was, so yeah, that's a bonus. I do really like how she turned out in the end. She looks really cute. Up next, Crimson Coral. I pretty much had the idea in mind. It was more like the execution that I struggled with. Since the top part of her design is like more consistent enough, I decided to go along with that and make it like a sea-themed warrior thing. I had like a hard time picking the design out for the bottom half because like I didn't know whether to make it pants or a longer skirt or anything, so I just gave up and decided to make it like a shorter skirt instead. Coloring was a bit hard considering the top was like 2 different shades. And I also went and changed the gold to look more like a muted or bronze type. But other than that, it pretty much more or less ended up exactly how I wanted it, at least. Like this ended up being another one of my favorites. For the skin color, I pretty much just based it off like the actual cookie, but I ended up changing it last minute so that it would give the more human look to it. Yeah, this is pretty much my Crimson Coral Cookie. Honestly, I kinda wish I didn't make the bottom half as plain, but I'm not exactly complaining. Black Pearl Cookie. Now, this is one of those moments where I draw a sketch of something and honestly prefer that than the actual result, but hey, what can you do? Now, I knew I was gonna give her a long dress, like giving her this mermaid-like shape at the bottom, but then I decided not to go with it since it felt too complex when I was drafting it, so I just went with this slit side dress, but I didn't like how it went either, so I just went back to the mermaid tail, just making it more simpler for me to draw. I also went and gave her this fish-like earpiece, similar to this one character in My Hero. I forgot what her name was. Sirius, I think? But yeah, I did try coloring the dress similar to how her tail was colored with blending. It didn't really work out how I wanted, but like it wasn't bad to say the least. But yeah, I did another last minute change in skin color, and yeah, this is my Black Pearl Cookie. I can't say it's my favorite one out of the bunch, but like, again, it's not that bad for me, honestly. I'm gonna put this out there, Pitaya Dragon sucked to design. Pitaya Dragon has like a male body type, which I already suck at drawing, and then there's the fact that they're full of armor, which I also suck at drawing, so that just made it harder. So when going about this design, I heavily based it off of June's interpretation of them in their Cookie Run video. I still used aspects of the original design, plus some of the design from their outfit in that one Hollyberry story. I don't have that in the game yet, so I don't know the full context. I also like the headpiece I drew for them. Like, I really felt proud of that for some reason, I don't know why. And when drawing this pose, I originally planned on adding their sword, but then I didn't want to add more because it felt too much already, and I didn't want to draw the weapon. I don't like drawing weapons, please. I don't want to draw it. And honestly, at that point, I just wanted this character to be done with, so yeah. Here's my Pitaya dragon cookie. Honestly, this is another favorite I've done so far out of all the cookies I've drawn. And now, second to the last, we have the man, the myth, the something, Shadow Milk cookie. Now this blue freak has done something to me, and I will get to that in a possibly future video. Now going to his design, I pretty much just looked up a bunch of Jester outfits on Pinterest, and honestly it was hard to make sense out of his original design as a cookie, but I like how it turned out. Like, one major difference I made was for his hair. Like, I know it's long and all, but then I decided to like turn it into this Jester hat instead, since I wanted to keep the eye patterns he has in it, but then obviously it's a human, so realistically that would not work. So I tried making it into a hat that has like the same silhouette as his hair, while also referencing that small Jester hat he has in some of his sprites. I also went and added some little bells that some Jesters have, mostly because it's also for the heck of it. Honestly, I have a feeling Shadow Milk would be really annoying with those bells. But all in all, I really did like how I designed this, and honestly, it was pretty weird not to color his skin blue at the end. And last but not least, Golden Cheese Cookie, my queen sovereign. I love her. At first, I was originally torn between drawing her in her original outfit or her Eternal Goddess of Gold outfit that she has in when we first see her in the game. So I pretty much tried to do a small mix on both. Like, I added in the long hair, but most of the elements are still from the original outfit. I did look up some Egyptian clothing and some other fan arts of her to figure out how the top would work. And yeah, I liked how it turned out. I don't know why, I thought it was hard to like draw her headpiece, especially the wing shape parts. I couldn't really say I like how I did that one, but like, it's fine for me, I guess. I will say I did like how I colored in the wings and her soul jam, especially her soul jam. I don't know why, it looks good for me. I then added some extra accessories like earrings and some anklets. Also ignore the fact that I cannot draw feet. But yeah, there isn't really much to say, so here's my golden cheese cookie. I will sound the golden trumpets for her. And that's all my humanized cookies. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to tell me which cookie design you like the best. And I will say this is not the last cookie run video I will probably make. I have one in progress right now. This game has a chokehold on me. But yeah, that's all for now. Bye.